What's up, Amazon sellers? I am a big believer in taking action, massive action, pushing that business forward. Today, I want to share with you my plan for my Amazon arbitrage business in April 2021. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson, and quite simply, I've been selling on Amazon now for 4 years, and I'm on a road to do £1 million by the end of 2021. Have a look up there, and you'll see my journey so far, and also my plans and my budgets, everything about that. But today, enough about that. This is actually about me as well, but quite simply, what am I doing in April? Obviously, as part of that journey to 1 million, and what else am I going to be doing in my Amazon business? And why do I do this? Quite simply, to help you out in your business. So let's kind of go through it now. So quite simply, first things first, what I want to do is go through a quick rundown of March and just give you a backstory of what's happened so far. Number two, I'm going to share with you my plans for the 1 million and how we're kind of getting on, a bit of an update. Number three, I want to talk about my plans for April 2021, talk about that. And then finally, number four, I'll share some top tips that maybe you can take away from my journey and my learnings that you too can use in your Amazon business. Let's get through it now. Right, okay, so as of filming this right now, this is pretty much kind of like towards the end of March. Today is the 23rd, so we haven't finished it, but I can give you a bit of a rundown of what's happened in March. Well, my plan was quite simple for this month. Grow your revenue, obviously we're doing that every month. Get my purchasing assistant, we've got a purchasing manager, purchasing assistant trained up. That's pretty much happened as well. I've been really happy with that. And quite simply is just continue my business. We had a lot of training, new staff, focus targets, and really look at that. But the one thing I'll probably just add to that is we've been doing well, but quite simply, right now, 30-day run rate. So the last 30-day sales in Amazon are right now running about £92,000, which is incredible. Really, really amazing. Like, I'm so happy with this. And with the change in the way I've had to work, because if you don't know, right now I'm in Mexico and my team are in the Philippines, it's pretty much the polar opposite. I've pretty much been doing that on 2 hours. 1 hour a week with my purchasing manager, 1 hour a week with my admin assistant, and that's it. And we have 1 hour a month where we go through the P&L. So P&L still running about 30% ROI, but we're doing 30-day run rate, £90,000. I'm like, the elusive 6 figures a month is nearly here. Now, that leads me quite nicely onto number two, the £1 million challenge. Now, quite simply, about 18 months or about 6 months ago in Vietnam, when I was out there, I wrote down the budgets, I planned it out, and it just really made it clear for me. And I've had so many people come back to me and say, Tom, thank you so much for sharing that. I too have done something similar. Now, the interesting thing, which I will just share with you, in my business, I've seen a massive increase in revenue and sales, not so much for the fact that we're now doing 1 million, but it's allowed us to focus. It's given the whole team something to push towards, to drive towards, to recognize, celebrate, and target to achieve. It's actually been amazing, and I've seen that with other people's businesses as well. So if you are interested, I'd really recommend doing this exercise, this challenge as well. It's going to help you out. Now, quite simply, if I give you an idea, I talked about March. We're currently on 90,000 or about 92,000 30-day run rate. We did peak up to 95 once, but it's come back down again on filming today. But quite simply, if you look at my March budgets in the road to 1 million, I thought I would be doing, my target was 45,000. Don't get me wrong, I know that February drops down historically, but obviously right now COVID, but I would never be expecting to be doing £90,000 this month. So quite simply, this is saying that my budgets, what I targeted to do, are completely out of whack with the reality of the situation. So I need to go back and realign, rewrite my budgets to address the situation we have right now, i.e. I'm doing a lot more revenue. We need to be true to that and actually adjust my budgets. Not just say, 45, yeah, done really well. No, come on, let's say where we are now. And if we are at 90 now, where will I be by the end of the year? Over 100? Of course. But where else could we be? Okay, so that leads me quite nicely onto what are my plans for April 2021. Let's go through it now. Well, quite simply, I talked about it in March. I also talked about it in February. Purchasing assistant sign off. Now, quite simply, my purchasing assistant has gone through a whole journey. We've basically done the applications, we've interviewed, we've promoted them to it during the trial period. They've also as well done all the training, and that training process is basically They do the whole process without physically purchasing, i.e. all the administration behind it, deal review, quantities to buy. Then they go through the actual purchasing, but with really close inspection. And then we start taking a step back, i.e. we just review the deals every day. And then finally, we start letting go and saying, look, we'll just review the deals once a week and just see how they get on. So quite simply, this is the third and final month of that purchasing assistant training. 3 months it's taken, long time, but you might think about this as such a critical key part of my business. And if I get it wrong, it has a profound effect on profitability, money, everything. So we can't afford to get this wrong. So quite simply, we're taking our time, 3 months. Now, quite simply, in April, I want to get this signed off, done. And right now, we've got no reason to believe that's not going to happen. Everything's on track, but we still just say we're reviewing our purchasing assistant to make sure that the results are going to be as expected and learning from any bad buys, but also good buys as well. So number one, getting my purchasing assistant completely signed off from the training program to be a purchasing manager, purchasing assistant within my business. Now, the one thing I will say, if you want to know the structure of my business, is I generally have 1 purchasing manager and 4 VAs, sourcing, and 1 admin VA. What we've done is we've promoted 1 sourcing VA up to a purchasing assistant to do purchasing as well. Why? Because my purchasing managers had so much to buy, I literally didn't have enough time. He was working 12-hour days. So as a result, having an extra person purchasing just means now we can solve that problem. So helping out the business. Now, I just talked about purchasing assistants, sourcing VAs, admin VAs, all etc, etc. Now, quite simply, I run my business using a team in the Philippines, and that leads me quite nicely on to talk about FastTrackFBA VA Academy. If you are running your Amazon business, maybe you have a VA already, maybe you don't, and you're looking to hire one, have a look at the FastTrackFBA VA Academy. Quite simply, what is it? It's a service whereby we find, recruit, test, train, and support you with your own virtual assistant within your business. They work for you, and we support you for a whole 15 weeks from the moment you pay right through to sign off. What are we trying to achieve? We want your VA to get results. What's that? Deals, money, profits within your business. And we support you through that, not only with the VA itself, but also with me, with documentation, supporting you through our training courses, but also as well weekly support calls that I have with other Amazon sellers who are growing teams bigger than my own and growing their businesses bigger than my own as well, quite simply just to get the Amazon business where they want to be. If you are interested in hiring a VA and want to have a free call to see if it's right for you, have a look down below. I'll drop a link to the FastTrackFBA VA Academy. So coming back to my plans at April 2021, quite simply, we've got a new purchasing assistant, we've got a purchasing manager, and why have we done this? Well, quite simply, one of the issues we've seen in our business is that we've got more money and we've got deals to buy, and not so much deals to buy, but even time to buy the deals. So step one, or phase one of the project, was to free up my purchasing manager to have someone else purchasing as well, so that when we got more deals, we could buy them. But now phase two is going to come into plan, which is quite simply spending more of that money. Now, quite simply, we have got a 2-stage approach, actually probably 3-stage. Number one, we're going to be looking at doing more bulk orders. Why? Because we've got a lot of cash in the bank right now that we can invest. Number two, we're going to go for slightly lower ROI items. And I talked about it beforehand. My margin, or my ROI, is running at 30% on average. That's what the accounts say. That's what we're buying pretty much weekly. I'm happy to drop that down. Why? Because I've got money sat in the bank earning 0% ROI. And then finally, we've got a bulk purchasing strategy that we're going to put into play. That's some secret sauce that I've got going on that we're going to deploy this month and over the next couple of months to really ramp up that spend. Now, quite simply, what is the goal? Well, right now, my purchasing manager or my purchasing team are buying about 13 to 15K a week on stock, 13 to 15,000 pounds in stock every week. Next goal, 20,000 a week minimum spend every week, and then try and ramp it up from there. So quite simply, what are we doing? My first goal is to hit 20,000 spend regardless of ROI. And then once we've done that, is then to bring the ROI up. Why? Because what we understand is that we've just got the money, let's spend it, let's invest it in stock. Normally cash is king, but in the Amazon game, stock is king. That is what we need to be investing our money in. So number 3 that I'm going to be doing in my Amazon business is quite simply working on my Amazon USA business. We've got this created, everything set up. I'm just waiting back on one number from the government. COVID has really slowed it down, but I'm going to be doing a lot of strategic thinking about how I want to approach the USA and overcoming those issues or overcoming those obstacles. Maybe things such as ungating. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of research to support me in growing Amazon USA. Now, I said it before and I'll say it again, the 4th thing I'm going to be looking at is tweaking my £1 million plan. Quite simply, March, we thought we'd be doing £45,000 in revenue. Reality, we'll probably do about 90,000 in revenue. That's just a country mile difference. That budget needs updating to reflect the reality of the situation. We are majorly outperforming that business. Quite simply, I need to make sure the targets are aligned with the reality of the situation right now. So we're going to go back and reevaluate the £1 million plan. How high are we going to go? I'll let you know soon. Now, the final thing that I'm going to be doing in April 2021, quite simply, I'm going to be having a week off. I know, it's like, what the hell? You're allowed a holiday? Yes, I'm having a week off. I am off to Guatemala for 9 days. And 2 things. I've got some time to relax, to go see this beautiful country, and I've got a couple of places I'm going to go visit. But number 2 is I've been having a lot of very interesting conversations, a lot of interesting thoughts over the last couple of months about where not so much my Amazon business is going, but where maybe the whole collection of businesses are going and what we're trying to do holistically. So I've got some really big plans to think about, maybe document them and maybe share them with you guys coming into April, May about where I see taking my businesses over the next couple of months, if not years at least. What's the long-term strategic view? It's going to be interesting. Oh my God, I'm excited, but I do need some time to think about it. So Guatemala, April 2021, I'm looking forward to it. I'll come back re-energized and revitalized, ready to smash 2021. Now that leads me quite nicely onto number 4, top tips that are going to help you out in your business. First things first, there is a film that I always watch all the time. I think I've seen it about 50 times. So the film is called Hunt for a Red October, and there is a phrase or a saying which is said in there. It says,
Russians don't take a dump, son, without a plan.
Now, quite simply, what does this mean? It means always have a plan. This is talking about the Cold War, submarine warfare. I love the film, it's brilliant, but quite simply, always have a plan. Now, what does that mean? Well, for me and my business, I talked about it back in Hanoi, and I talk about it now, and I do the videos about it, the £1 million journey. That is my plan to grow my Amazon business to £1 million in revenue by the end of 2021. And I can say this with a complete honesty that has been game-changing for my Amazon business. And it's been game-changing for other people's businesses. Not so much my journey, what I'm doing, but when they've looked at that plan, they've then written something else out. They've had to reevaluate their targets, maybe even doubled them. I've heard a lot of people say that. And they go, wow, now they've got something to focus on. Now they've got something to drive towards. And then because they know very clear exactly what the result is, they can just break down the problems beforehand and overcome each problem. And you know what? The same as me right now, when I wrote that £1 million plan, I thought, my God, this is going to be so hard, like really, really hard. And in this month, March, I thought I was doing 45,000. That's the plan. I'm not doing 45, I'm doing 90,000. I'm smashing that. So the £1 million goal right now is actually looking very achievable. And it's all because we had a plan, we're driving towards that. That's helping out. So if you have a plan, it's gonna really, really help you out. And it's gonna give you something to work towards and grow that business. Now, kind of leading on nicely from having a plan is have a target, a goal, something to aim towards. Tony Robbins always talked about it. Specificity is key. If you clearly define your goal, you are going to get a clear result. There's a saying, I think it's shooting, aim small, miss small. If you know exactly what you're hitting for, you are likely to hit it or be very, very close to it. And same with the £1 million plan. One thing I would say for you is when you are writing a plan or thinking about your goals, always go through SMART targets with them. Or quite simply, what are SMART targets? I'll go through it now. S, specific. M is measurable. A is achievable. R is realistic. And T is timed. When I did the £1 million plan, I really thought about that. What do I want to achieve, and by when do I want to achieve it? And do I think it's realistic and achievable? I wrote that all out. I wrote down the steps. It just helped me challenge myself to hit a bigger goal, grow my business, because that is what we want. So really, really think about that. It's going to help you out in your business too. Now, whether you are looking to do that on a year, or maybe the time frame that I'm doing the 1 million, or maybe you're just looking at doing next month, I really recommend set a goal, then write a plan for what you're going to be doing in April 2021. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve, and I think it's going to really help your business grow. Trust me, JFDI, make it happen. Question for you guys: what is your goal for this year? I talk about the £1 million plan like there is no tomorrow. It's every video, but I want to know, what's your goal for this year? Is it revenue? Is it to quit your job, to grow a team of VAs? Maybe to come traveling, come meet me in Mexico? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. What's your goal for this year? Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed that. Give me a big thumbs up if you have. Maybe it's helped you in your Amazon business. And hey, if you want to see more of these top tips, sharing, learning about Amazon, hit that subscribe button down below. What I'm going to do is share a video around here of how to be successful selling on Amazon in 2021. So check that out. It's going to help grow your business. For me, Thomas Parkinson, FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.